All right, I'll come back to you. Mr. Esele, I would like to take you back to a statement made by Mele Kyari, who warns that giving Dangote too much power in the energy space could be risky for Nigeria. Now that Dangote is taking this bold step to ensure distribution, is there a real fear that he could hold the country to ransom? And should the government be putting anything in place to avoid monopoly of the system?
Once again, good morning, and let me also say my love and our prayers are with people in Benue, and the president as commander-in-chief is also the monarch-in-chief. So it's our expectation that the president as the monarch-in-chief will do the needful. So now to what you just asked me, I would say people can be afraid because whenever anything new comes, people are always afraid of change. So I always advocate that changes is something we should learn to get used to. And then whatever happens, we have the regulators. So the regulators would know what to do. We must give the regulators the benefit of a doubt. When you just made reference to Mele Kyari, when NNPC was the only one importing product, but nobody told us NNPC was a monopoly. So NNPC itself was a monopoly too. So what I'm looking at here is competition. Dangote is coming on. He borrowed a lot of money to build that refinery, so he has to pay. And then in doing this, he's being creative. If he's sending products to stations for free, which invariably means about 2, 3, or 4 naira leaves the cost of PMS, what you have is that is good for the consumers. And then I also don't, one of the things I've always talked about over the time is the idea of having a liter of petroleum product being imported into this country. And I think Dangote Refinery is putting a stop to all of that. In the last 6 months, we still have people bringing in products, importing product into this country. When you have a refinery that is 650,000 barrels that can meet our local consumption. So yes, there can be concern, but there's nothing for us to fear because I have that belief that the regulators will do the needful.
I'll come back to you, but Mr. Chol, let me just follow up with this question. IPMAN is scared of the possibility of monopoly. But to the average Nigerian, they don't seem to have this fear because over time, through the operations of IPMAN, you've also had this, in quote, manipulation of prices. When there is an increase, maybe you say there's an increase in international markets and you have old stock, you just automatically increase your costs. You don't consider that this is an old stock. But when there's a reduction, you will say, oh, it will take time for us. So it has never been in the interest of the public. Now, if Dangote wants it to be in the interest of the public, now, where do we draw the line? Is it the fear of IPMAN? Is it the benefit of IPMAN or the public outlook that we're thinking about now?
Well, that's a good one. IPMAN, as an association, we are not entertaining any fear at all.
Okay.
Because, thank God, we're in democracy and we have the number. 30,000 people, companies with over 155,000 filling stations across the country is a huge number to face any competition that comes. Okay. What we are saying is that NNPC, the reference he gave there, well, he has given it. But let me tell you, the model Dangote is coming with, Dangote is a refiner. Dangote is a supplier and distributor. Dangote is a retailer. Under 1%. How is it going to operate? Even the government, the federal government that was holding this thing, it has to diversify so that it will spread. And that is where the IPMAN is looking at it. But we cannot say anything now until the model comes out clearly. We analyze it and come to, because it is our business. We know how to play it, and we will play it. So IPMAN is not afraid, but we are waiting calmly to see when he unveils the proper, how it will be executed. We come out to say, and everybody will see it. Because honestly, as I earlier on said, business is competition. But when you intend to one person doing the business, what is the fate of other people? Forget about IPMAN, Nigerians.